So what I wanted to talk about today is just this whole thing about taboo and censorship and sanitizing what people can say and post and express online. So I feel like there's a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy here, or some kind of like a paradoxical relationship here. And my main point is that censoring, for the most part, on a grand scale, something that's definitely going to backfire. So the point I want to make here is there's something called the forbidden fruit effect. And when you're trying to sanitize something, when you're trying to censor a population, and you're giving people protocols and rules to follow for what they can post online, and I get it. There has to be some policing just to, I don't know, put some grease in the gears so things can turn, right? But I think, there is a sweet spot. There is a tipping point where, traveling past that, we get to a point of toxicity where it becomes counterproductive. So, you know, if we take humans, right? Let's say we take what's going on today, where you got the UK, you got different countries looking at misinformation, disinformation, and basically filtering what people can say, and then also taking physical action. Like in the UK, where if you're posting a meme, for example, people have gotten arrested. So the counterproductive piece of this is the more you make it taboo, the more you say you're going to be offended by something, you're just giving it power. You're basically making it offensive by saying you're offended by it. So the entire, liability or burden is really on the interpreter. And the interpretive action assigns the level of offensive-ness to what's been posting. So I just think we're doing it backwards. I think the UK is making a massive mistake. And I hope the majority of other nations on the planet do not follow suit. Like humans, we're naturally curious. If we label a topic off limits or something you can't do, reverse psychology tells us that it signals us that, like, this thing is emotionally charged and socially important. It kind of gives it power, right? And so then this kind of sparks the curiosity and makes people want to know why. And so it's like that, like they say, like I think it's a Streisand effect, where if you say don't look at something, if you say ignore something, or if you say don't think about this, that's the first thing you think about. So given that, right, this is the key piece of why I think going down this road of censorship, like censorship at scale in a overcompensated manner is going to backfire in a spectacular way. So this is like, I think it's just a problem, and to as they're doing in the UK, to actually arrest people for posting a meme just makes the meme more powerful and makes it a weapon for people to wield, because they know you're going to get a reaction. So on one hand, it really, like, I get it. People want to have a safe place online, but I think it comes down to, like, us as an audience being less sensitive. We should just not put credence on the things that are posted online. And then I think that's going to be more and more important as time goes by, because really what's happening is with the AI slop and all this garbage going online and all this indistinguishability from what's AI and what's real, what's fake, you can't even tell. It's just going to delegitimize all of this digital stuff that we've been consuming over the last 30 years. And it's going to return us to really living more, hopefully, in the real world, where you're in real life, in person with the people. Because when you're in person, there's no intermediary like the internet to then corrupt the experience and um, leverage fake content or fake material. So I think it's a good thing now to think about, as we think about censorship. Almost started thinking like, almost start talking like Kamala Harris right there. That's embarrassing. as we think about it. I kind of hate that phrase, but really it's about teaching the audience to not be so reactive and sensitive to memes. Like if you don't like the meme, just ignore it. Like I think, and a lot of this is due to the algorithm. So I think the algorithm is really the problem because the algorithm is amplifying these things. The more you engage in something, the more it's amplifying that type of thing and then creating that echo chamber and amplifying the intensity of that experience, which is overblowing the reality of it. So it's skewing it. And so I think, we need to get away from these algorithms. We need to spend more time and engage in real life and not be so reliant on the digital experience and digital existence because that can be that over time, more and more and more can be so corrupted. Um, so that's a big piece of this. The other point I wanted to make is the more we do this, the more conflicts um, potentially will arise because we're just giving power to the taboo by making it for a forbidden fruit. So when you think about like I said it again, gosh, man, the uh, the political situation, right? We're putting too much credence on what's put online, and I know we get our material that way, but you have to look at the source. You have to look at who's posting it, and we're not going to be able to police everybody. And if we try, then we're just giving those people power, and it's just like a negative, like it's a spiral, right? Or it's like a negative effect of this flywheel. And so I would my main thing is I would just put out there in this video, we should move our focus from trying to sanitize and wash out material online and just more so focus on making fun of the fact that all this garbage is just fake stuff online that's just human exhaust, mental exhaust, and it's all just sewage. Like, don't give it any credence. Um, so that's my main point today. So that's basically it.